Today I'm going to be reviewing the Monster Fighter Werewolf set. I've owned this set for a bit. I remember getting it brand new from a Goodwill, I think, which was a pretty good find. It was new in box sealed. I opened the box, sort of immediately regretted it because I realized this set would be worth way more out of in box. Not like I was going to sell it or anything, but, you know, the collector mentality had me be like, oh man, I should have kept it sealed. But whatever, it was a fun build, and I get to review it today, so that's fun. I do not have the box with me, though, unfortunately, so you'll just have to take my word for it. But we will review this, starting with the minifigures. The minifigures, we have this Wolfman, this werewolf. He has some pretty good printing all around. For the minifigures, we have this Wolfman. He has some pretty good printing all around on this specialized head mold, which has a lot of fur detailing and some pretty cool colors with like the dark brown there. It's kind of got, I don't know, it's not too unique, but it definitely is effective. I'll show you later, his fangs are glow in the dark. Not fangs, his claws. If we look at the print itself, we have a bit of a flannel jacket print, but all torn up with the werewolf moments behind it, with some torn up parts on his pants. On the back, we've got the same, more torn overalls. He's an okay figure. I like him. Very unique, but you know, a little bit standard, which I feel like was kind of a thing back then. A few of the themes had sort of standard-looking guys, like Alien Conquest, Monster Fighters, definitely, and Pharaoh's Quest kind of had a bit of a run-of-the-mill feel when it comes to like their tropes. Here we have one of the Monster Fighters. I don't remember his name. I know he has a lost eye right there. Pretty unique character, all things considered. He has a map. Of course, he's reminiscent of some of the Adventurers characters with that iconic looking hat and the old man kind of thing. In the back, he has some bullet shells for this gigantic gun. Like, this thing is very long. I think it's using the Dino Tranquilizer gun, but instead of that, it's making it into a bit of a real gun. And the minifigures are good. You get two solid, unique minifigures, and I feel like that's enough for this set. Very solid there. But let's look at the build itself. These claws do glow in the dark, as you can see. As it gets darker, it'll be harder for it to focus, but they do glow. They do glow very well. Look at that. Remember, if you have this figure, don't drop him in the washing machine. Even in the machine, you can see his glow. Onto the build itself, it's very cute. It almost seems like, I don't know, it seems like you have such a good little scene going on right here. You've got a car, you've got a tree, you've got some action features. I feel like it's enough to get a truncated version of that Monster Hunter's experience, which is exactly what you're looking for in like a smaller mid-tier set. First, let's look at this car, which I quite like. It reminds me of Adventurers with the sort of front plate design and these sort of very specific tires that they used to love using there. But there's actually chunkier tires in the back. The tan coloring, very Adventurers-centric. But this one has a bit of a modern flair with it being more of a buggy with a lot of the detail being condensed. And I feel like it has just enough detail to feel modern while not being too overbearing on the eyes. You have a bunch of guns here too. This theme is quite violent, all things considered. It has a very like monster movie 1950s, 60s like edge, which brings stuff like big guns, scary monsters, that kind of stuff in there. Also, I love the frog piece there. The way it's on the mantle is so, I don't know, it's very satisfying. And I like the way he fits in there. This is just a really good vehicle for what it is. And I appreciate it. I feel like it works well in the set too, because the other part of the set is this tree. Now this tree looks like a standard bit of scenery, but it holds a few secrets. The first is this cool detailing in the back where you have the moonstone with the werewolf on it, which I will see more detail. It's got a werewolf print, very cool. In the back, you've got some orange translucent bricks to sort of highlight it, which I think is cool. You can see it better once I put the light on there. You've got two bones here, just kind of up the werewolf vibes. And while you can have him guard it here, you can also put him up here. There's a bit of a slot for him to come in. It's not too, doesn't really stick that well because there's no studs. But that's because of this set's gimmick. That being, if I zoom out a little bit, if you push this tab, he goes flying. And not only, oh, that's a bit of a problem. This part does come off. I think I'm missing a piece. And not only does he go flying, but as you can see, usually if he goes through, the scenery comes apart and it's kind of like a attacking force kind of vibe. And I think that's really cool. I think it's swell, in fact. And it works pretty well. I love any launcher features and Lego sets. They're very charming. And this one's no different. So let's try this one again. Maybe a bit of a smaller launch. There he goes. Let's see how, okay. Let's try this again. I'm gonna see how far I can make him go. Actually, maybe I'll do that after. No, I'll do that now. I'll just keep launching him because it's fun. Ah! I'm losing my game. The first one was perfect. Okay. Focus. Concentrate. I guess you could also put him... No, you can't fit him there. There we go. That's launch. Now that's a launch. And I like that little action bit of play feature that takes what could have just been a very basic piece of scenery that's meant as filler, as the vehicle is the real thing you want, and it makes it the main part of the set and a very just cool little play set. Yeah, I like this set a lot. I feel like despite some of the boring tropes, it kind of teeters on playing completely straight. I feel like it has a lot of its own unique personality, and it's cool. You know, it's very cool. And Monster Fighters is a great theme. Everyone knows this. And this is a good set. Yeah, it's a good set. I like it. I wonder what if you... Wait, make this... Oh, the tension. Wow, that shows just how strong the legs are. Come on. What if I loosen up a little bit? No, he keeps them together. Look at that. Very cool, very cool. And it was a treat to open this new back when I did. That's all. This is a good set. Monster Fighters is a good theme. Kind of inaccessible with a lot of the sets being expensive, but whatever. It's cool. If you find it at a yard sale or thrift store like I did, I recommend it. Goodbye.